What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Far Rock 22, aka Infamous Owen, Infamous _ Owen on IG. Right now, I'm gonna make this a quick video. Of course, everybody got the news via text messages, news apps, Twitter, social media about the demise of Takeoff. It's sad that he was killed, and all over social media they're saying that he was killed over a dice game. Now I don't know how true that is, but it sounds familiar. Things like that definitely can happen. So I get a text this morning. My homeboy hit me, and like I said, normally I don't touch on things like this, but he said, "Listen, man, I think you should touch on a topic about me having security." And I thought about it. I'm like, yo, you know what? You're right. Maybe I could talk about that. So we're gonna get into it real quick, right? One thing that a lot of these rappers who've passed, who have gotten killed, one thing that they do lack is professional security. Now, I'm not gonna say they probably didn't have security, but I'm talking about professional security. A lot of rappers do not, a lot of rappers who were killed, especially at the time, don't have their security with them. Now, this is a repeat pattern that that needs to be acknowledged. And a lot of people, especially up and coming artists or people who are there, when y'all go out of town, when y'all go to different cities, unfamiliar cities, or even familiar cities that's just not yours, you need to have security. If you're on TV, you're in a certain bracket, you need to have security. And that's one thing that I noticed that a lot of these rappers that get killed don't have. And it's messed up, man. I mean, I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know if it's a pride thing. But me personally, man, after I reach a certain bracket, I'm not comfortable. And I'm going to tell you something, right? Security, believe it or not, these dudes ain't going to do nothing if security is around. Matter of fact, let me not say that. Because things can happen to you if you do have security around. But what I'm saying is that if you do have security, people are going to be very, very cautious about trying to step to you or trying to play with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, man. And a lot of people ain't going to want to admit it. But let me tell you something about these sucker ass niggas that do bullshit. They'll run up on you. They'll do kamikaze missions and everything. But let me tell you something about these dudes. Now, just listen. A lot of these people do not want their killing justified. And what I mean by that, meaning if they start some bullshit with you and you end it, they want you to go to jail too. They want you to suffer too. But they are not going to be in a situation, they don't want to put themselves in a situation whereas if they do some bullshit and you end up coming up on top and they don't go to jail, they don't want that. They want your security. They want everybody to go to jail if you do something to them. That's how niggas in the streets think. They don't want their killing to be justified. They don't. So your security, even if your security is not doing anything, security presence is enough to make people be like, you know what? Let me fall back. Let me step back. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, most security, professional security, is either law enforcement or they're retired law enforcement. So meaning, when they shoot to kill. They got the eye of the tiger. They can see danger. They can spot these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, back to the point is that, it's sad that he had to go. But that's another thing. Gambling. Shooting dice in a bowling alley. Like, I don't know. I don't know how true that is. But from what the pictures and the video look like, it looked like it could be true. So, there's one thing, man. I don't gamble unless I go to a casino. I do not gamble unless I go to a casino. I'm going to tell you one little small story, right? I pull up in the hood one time, right? There's a dice game going on. People playing CeeLo. You know what I'm saying? People I'm familiar with, they fucks with me. So, and I'm not really a gambler. The dice never really work in my favor. I like to play cards if I'm going to gamble, but the dice never really work in my favor. But I had like maybe $60 to lose. So I decided to go ahead and, take a chance. So I go ahead, shoot the dice, lose one, shoot the dice, win, win, win. Long story short, I came back with $80. I came back $80 richer than what I was originally. So as I'm walking away, I'm like, all right, I got my 80, I'm good. I'm about to walk away. People looking at me, dudes is looking at me like, where are you going? What you mean where I'm going? I won my money. I'm not gambling anymore. I'm done. And they had this look of awe, like, what do you mean? You're about to leave? You're not gonna give us a chance to, let me get a chance to win my money back? Like, no. But I could see the frustration. I could see how the bullshit could start over a dice game. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I can see how the bullshit starts. So that right there told me, don't gamble in the hood, because niggas be salty and they get mad. You know what I'm saying? If you decide you want to take your winnings and walk away. And that's another thing. I don't give people walks in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't give nobody no walks. If you lose your money, you lose your money. You made that choice. You know what I'm saying? But people in the hood will get mad if you don't give them a walk. And I'm not saying that's what probably happened in Takeoff's situation, but who knows? Because, I'm sure the level of currency that was on there or during that dice game was very high. I'm quite sure they wasn't shooting for no $20. So I don't know, somebody got angry because maybe he was winning. Somebody got angry because the dice ain't working in their favor, or maybe somebody kicked the dice. It could be a whole lot of mess that happens in a dice game, which is why it's not good to gamble in the hood or gamble with hood motherfuckers. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no problem saying that. I don't like gambling in the hood because y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't treat it professionally. Y'all got y'all ways, and they want things to go in their favor. And when they losing, they get mad. They win, they talk crap. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. But then when you take their money, they want to walk. And I'm the type, I'm not giving nobody a walk. That's just me. But back to the story is that, there's a lot of variables that took place in this situation that could have, that probably, caused this outcome. You gambling in the hood. I don't even know if it's the hood, but you gambling in a bowling alley. You know what I'm saying? You have no security. You're somebody, man. You got to be very mindful of that, especially when you're in a different bracket, especially when you're on TV. There's a lot of things you gotta be mindful of. And sometimes I can imagine that people get comfortable. Some people want to be themselves. Some people don't want security on their tail 24/7. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine that. But you got to stay alive, man. First rule in life is self-preservation. And if you got to pay a little bit to, keep somebody around and make sure, okay, they could do something to somebody and you can't be charged for it, do that, man. Because what's your life worth? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to just wrap this up. I ain't going to go too crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? But all I can tell you is that, RIP to Takeoff. And, make sure when y'all out of town, especially the up-and-coming rappers, or if you rapping, have security, man. Have security, for real. Don't play with that. Get your security, have a little budget, have something on the side, because your man's with a gun, that ain't good enough sometimes. Seriously. Take it easy, y'all.